views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
Well, we're going to start off with this book by Mark Souder, talking about Access Fort Wayne TV station in this book.
Okay.
Mark Souder covered my show as well as Theater for Ideas and how it started. Your Access Fort Wayne TV station started many moons ago, back in the 80s.
1981 to be specific.
So it's 1981. So it was formed then by whom?
By the Allen County Public Library. Steve Fortreed is the mastermind. At that point, he was the associate director of the library. The right-hand guy, if you would, back in the day.
Yeah.
And he's also the one that started the audio reading service here and a few other things. In the 1970s, the library started recording video as a historical perspective, as far as, and those street scenes are still very popular, as far as we went out with a reel-to-reel black and white camera and recorded different blocks downtown Fort Wayne and all the different traffic and things like that that were back in the day for historical perspectives. So that was back in the 70s. And Steve was able to get in and talk with the city about negotiating to get public access channels started here. And that's really as far as that's how the library landed it here in 1981.
And this is what we're going to be doing. This is Patty Hunter, Patty's page. You just had a couple of minutes with Norm Compton and Eugene. I don't remember. Gussenhoven.
Yeah.
Talking about TV when it was especially Access Fort Wayne TV. So it's 40 years.
That's right. We're celebrating our 40th anniversary. And of course, in a pandemic, that's a bit of a challenge. So what we're actually doing is celebrating 40 days of access. That's actually going to start August 22nd and run through the end of September. And for those 40 days on Access 2, which is Comcast Channel 57 and Tier Channel 27, at 8 o'clock in the evening, we're going to have basically an hour or so of anniversary programming. We've got a number of producers that are saying hello, as far as and then we're sharing different anniversary type programming, things that we've pulled out of our tape archive. Also, we're going to be, just like I said, just letting the people know 40 things they need to know about Access Fort Wayne.
So the first show, which really helped to start it, was Theater for Ideas with Terrence Dorn, or Terry Dorn.
That was the very first program that was on the air back in 1981. It was January 7th, I believe. As the story goes, as far as they were finished doing the last soldering of wires and connecting things up about 6 o'clock that evening, and we were on the air live at 8 o'clock with Terry's program.
How long was it? About an hour, half an hour, what?
About an hour long. It was live out of the theater or the auditorium of the library.
And which library was that? It was the first.
The main library. We've always been out of the main library here, right downtown Fort Wayne. Obviously, they have had some renovations over time, and really, as far as the renovation done in 1980, actually built the auditorium and that wing of the library, if you remember back then, and that really, as far as TV services, is part of that. Then we were temporarily lodged in what is now Citizen Square.
Oh.
And Eugene can remember the move as far as.
Actually, no, I came in just after the big move in 2007. Was it 2007?
Yes.
Yeah, just after. Yeah.
When again?
2007, and that's where we opened up the current renovated main library here downtown.
So you guys, who's been here the longest? You or you? Me? Okay, the both of you.
Compton.
No.
I started in March 1st, 1999, so 22 years and counting.
You don't look it. You look a lot younger. Hey.
My ID badge looks a whole lot younger than I do. Okay, you know.
Oh, right. Oh. So, what was your, Norman, what was your role as an employee of the library?
I've been very lucky to be able to be the manager of Access Fort Wayne. Prior to coming to Fort Wayne, I ran an Access facility in Defiance, Ohio for 12 years. So yeah, I've been in management for over 3 decades. Currently, as far as I bill myself as the ringmaster of this 3-ring circus that is Access Fort Wayne. As far as television, radio, the Maker Lab, we have this sideshow called Rock the Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
It's a summer job starting over.
Is it this year, the Walk to Plaza, or are you coming back? I mean, last year you didn't have it, did you? Because of COVID.
Obviously, COVID got the best of us last year, but we plan on having 3 concerts here. They're outdoor concerts, so obviously, as far as we still encourage people to wear masks, social distance, but we are going to be rocking the plaza here again this year. We have 3 concerts lined up for August.
Cool. It's not cool outside, but it's cool in here, man. Good to see you guys. It's been, how long has it been since I've seen you since COVID struck?
It's
About a
been
year?
a long time, heading on
About what
towards,
you think?
almost 2 years.
So, Eugene, what's your position in Access?
I started out in 2007 as a production assistant, and it was around 5 years ago I was hired in to take Bob's old job, which became the Educator. So essentially, I teach all the classes to our new producers. I do new producer orientations. I work closely with Norm, helping to.
You're a mentor.
Yeah, absolutely. Have some great people here to help me do what I do. But essentially, I teach new producers about Access Fort Wayne.
I like to remember Eric Molberg and Bob Airy.
Yeah.
I miss them both.
Yes, we do.
When you first met me, 2010, what'd you think?
Me or Norm? Me.
Both of them.
Lots of potential, okay? Lots of potential. Now, what she does with it is up to her, but obviously, it had a lot of potential.
And Bob saw that, Bob Airy. He was my mentor, and he helped me go through all the stuff. And now 11 going on 12 seasons later, I'm still with you guys.
How many shows have you made?
570 something,
Wow,
almost
That's
600.
awesome.
that's great.
So I'm still going strong, doing specials.
You know, we make on average like 150 shows a month here. And obviously you are a credit to that as far as, you know, we do 3 different channels. So things for the city, things for the county, and a lot of things for the community.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes it feels like a TV factory. I mean,
Yeah, we
obviously, you
Yeah, assembly line.
know, once you got everything set up as far as let's do a couple shows while we're here.
Yeah.
And, but that really, as far as is proven time and time again, as far as the magic formula to stick around for 40 some odd years.
You think I'll be here for another 40 years, kiddo?
Well, I don't think I will be here for another 40 years, but one of my goals this year is to set up Access Fort Wayne to be here for the next 40, okay? The library itself has celebrated 125 years of operation here last year.
Cool.
So yeah, 125 years the library's been around serving the community. And like I said, you know, we've been very pleased to be able to be part of it for the past 40 years and obviously looking ahead for the next 40.
What are they planning to do to have more people come into the library? Will it be digital? Will it be books still? Or do you know what's cooking? Or?
It'll be everything. Really, as far as I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, we have the new Lincoln collection. It's a digital display with a multi-million-dollar installation that's going up. That's going to bring a lot of foot traffic. I think it's a great movement of the very expensive this Lincoln collection from our basement to the public spaces. That's a great thing going forward. I think more things online, like Hoopla, for instance, where you can go on to the ACBO website and do, tutorials and learn about whatever you learn in the world. You know, you can even watch films online, look at magazines. So I think more digital space production and offerings going forward.
What do you see yourself, Eugene? You want to stay with Access Fort Wayne for another 40 years, kiddo?
I think right now the goal is to make sure we are around in 40 years. It'd be great to see Access grow into whatever the future holds, whether it's, it's kind of, I don't want to open any cans of worms now, but if we could do it, we even talked about an LPF.
Sure,
sure.
We got a lot of ideas.
Yeah,
okay? The bottom line, we've always been about storytelling, okay? About sharing ideas, okay? You mentioned as far as Terry Dorn, Theater for Ideas, okay? Yeah. And so he's been around, and that idea is still a relatively fresh and something that can be developed and delivered on. What we do here is we empower people to tell their stories, like yourself, to follow through with an idea. And we work with volunteers. I got a couple of volunteers here that showed up as far as to help us out in the studio here today. Mm-hmm. And so we've always been making community and really as far as and helping people tell their stories. And that idea is going to be around forever, okay? As far as, because it started centuries ago, as far as with people writing on walls in the caves. Mm. And, it's gone through the Gutenberg as far as in the printing press, and obviously electronically as far as with radio and television. So obviously the technology keeps evolving.
Oh, yeah.
The process really as far as storytelling will stay around for many, many years.
And as you know, Patty, we're open to anybody who has a new idea, who wants a home to share their whatever it is, whether you work for a wellness program, if you're part of the city government, if you're a private individual, if you want to do a show that talks about your story, we're here to help you do that. And we've always helped we facilitate so much programming throughout the year. And essentially what Norm is saying is really true. I mean, basically all we do is help you to tell your story. And it's something that will never, ever grow old. I mean, it's always new and fresh.
That Eugene has been working with is our teen film festival. With that, once again, embracing new technology as far as we want the teens, as far as part of that festival, is use their phones to record their stories through the phone and post it online. As, 2 years ago, people did not know about Zoom, but obviously now it's an integral part of our lives.
Which we're doing right now.
We have to obviously evolve and embrace new technology. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, as far as we'll be doing that long into the future.
What do you see for the cameras that you're using now? Are you going to be getting newer and newer ones or more updated?
Smaller and smaller.
Smaller. I can't see.
As you know, Patty, we upgraded our cameras, was it about 4 years ago from to HD. Now we have a fully tapeless environment where everything is transported on digital files on SD cards. And I think that the cameras that we have now are fairly future-proof, really nice HD cameras with great, audio equipment on them, like microphones. But going forward, I don't know. I think it's always tricky to try to guess what's coming next. As Norm says, the technology does keep getting smaller and smaller and better, and also cheaper. And like Norm was saying earlier, it'd be nice to incorporate. Everybody's got a great camera in their pockets as a cell phone. If we can somehow incorporate that into our workflow, it could really expand what we do. But it's a tricky process trying to understand what that means for the producer and what that means for us going forward. But at the moment, we're in a really good place in terms of our equipment and what we can provide in editing, acquisition, and output. So, but a great question. I'm excited always about. Norm's great about buying new equipment. We're very lucky here because we have good stuff.
That's good. As well as having volunteers coming in
Yes.
to man the cameras and do being director and all that sort. You're still training people to help you direct.
Well, so COVID has kind of, as you know, has slowed us down quite a bit. The library for a while paused all of our events. We haven't really given classes. So we were having classes basically every Tuesday night throughout the month.
Mhm.
But I think in September we'll get back to offering that schedule again. But at this point, many of our classes have been paused. I've been doing one-on-one instruction if you want to learn how to do camcorder.
Mono and Zoom.
In person, with masking and 6 feet of distance. But
Alright.
yeah,
I have a question.
yeah.
To get into the library, do you still have to wear a mask? Is it back again to wear a mask?
At this stage, as far as it is highly recommended to wear a mask, as far as employees, when we are out interacting with the public inside, we are wearing masks, as I was when I first started the Zoom call. Now, the mask changes from time to time as far as I'm not, but once again, as far as we're trying to follow the health for our community, and that at this stage, I would recommend that someone coming into a public building, whether that's a store or the library or other places, as far as that they wear a mask. That's my opinion, not that of the library. One of the things I've been doing here over the summer, as we did last year, is that we've been pulling things out of the tape archive and playing them on a Friday night. It's called the Channel 10 Takeover.
Right.
Those that know the history of Access Fort Wayne know that as far as in 1981, we started off on Channel 10. And for a long, long time, we were known as Channel 10.
Right.
So that's the essence of the name of this program. And so really, as far as we have 18 years of programming as Channel 10 that we've been playing, things from last century.
Right.
In 1999, Comcast decided to move us from Channel 10 to Channel 57. And so Channel 57 is the essence of Channel 10. That's why we're celebrating our 40th anniversary on Access 2. That's Comcast Channel 57, Frontier Channel 27. And of course, we're live streaming all of that as well.
How is your streaming? Sometimes it would have a glitch or two, but basically, I watch my shows either on Roku on TV or on stream online Access 1. There's Access 1 and Access 2. What's the difference between them both?
We obviously run 3 different channels. And so Access 1, I consider our flagship. Okay. The programming schedule is very different. That as far as we have a block of programs to play in the evening, starting at 5 o'clock and going to roughly midnight or so.
Right.
The same block is played again a second time in the wee hours of the morning, starting at, I believe, at 1 o'clock in the morning and going up till 4 or 5 in the morning. Okay. So sometimes as far as I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning on occasion, as far as and watch my channels, as far as the county commissioners. Okay. At 4 a.m.
Oh boy.
And then that same block is played a third time on Access 1, starting at 9 o'clock the next morning. So we're one of the people, as far as Patty's Page is on Access 1. And because of that schedule, okay, as far as we obviously fill up the channel a lot more. Love it, because obviously as far as I'm on 3 different times. Wow. Okay. But in essence, as far as the true public access is Access 2. Access 2 allows imported programming to it, like Democracy Now! And other things like that. So it really offers the widest variety of programming to our community. And and also as far as Channel 10 will have sometimes the more racier things. Once again, it is cable TV. So if we have something that is an adult content, we will play that in the wee hours of the morning. Like those are the subtle differences between the 2 channels. But really, as far as there's great stuff on both channels, as I've mentioned several times, as far as we're on Comcast and Frontier, but we're also live streaming all of our stuff. A lot of if you're locally made program, you've got that option to get our video on demand service to be part of that.
Yeah.
We for that to any imported programs. But like I said, as far as it is an option to have yet another stage as far as for local producers like yourself to have your, here's you can find my shows here. Now, of course, you produce your programs and put them up on YouTube as well.
Yes,
And
with
a lot
permission.
of producers that have YouTube, our radio people are doing podcasts. So, like I said, we're taking the content, making it here, and then really as far as it's being used in lots of other ways.
I was going to ask an important question. Why is it not censored? The shows,
Well,
except for
I think
the
it's
Beyond.
kind of a nice thing that it's not censored. I mean, we're built on the foundation of the First Amendment. I think all access TV around the nation is built on the same kind of solid foundation of being able to express your point of view. That's something that we defend very strongly. We don't edit, we don't censor anybody. In fact, we don't, unless you ask us for our opinion on your work, we generally don't try to push you in any direction. You can do essentially whatever you want, as long as you let us know what it is. As Norma was saying earlier, if you do, content that is racy or maybe inappropriate for children, we'd like to know so we can.
So like a family.
But generally speaking, we're very proud to say that, we will accept anybody and any point of view, and we will defend your right to say what you want to say within reason.
Within reason, there you go.
Here's a quote I'd like to share with you as far as this comes from Steve Miller, who is a producer of New Generations. Steve is still in town here as far as, but he was a producer back in the 80s.
Right.
So you get to touch things and say things and do things that commercial entities just can't do. The biggest thing is you get an opportunity to express yourself, your thoughts and your ideas. And it really doesn't matter who likes it, just that you get a chance to do it. That was applicable back in the last century as far as with Access Fort Wayne. It's applicable today. As far as it's a free speech medium. Like I said, as far as we work with the people here in our Allen County. We do have that aspect of things as far as, but we still have other people that will sponsor stuff from out of Allen County and be able to bring it in and share that with our community.
And one of our goals has been to work with underserved voices, new communities in town. We have a growing and thriving immigrant community, the Burmese, the African communities that live here, the Asian communities. And one of our goals has been to try to provide a platform for those communities to be able to broadcast their points of view, their own information, news, things that are relevant to the health and welfare and well-being of their communities. And, in the past, we've been fortunate to work with the Burmese, who did a very good show called
Golden Moon.
Golden Moon was a very successful show here. It helped that community to get local news in their own language. Yeah. And we were the only place in town that was doing that. And we're still very proud of that relationship. But we seek to work with all communities in town. And we want to be a place where we can help foster and grow through media, whatever goals that you have for your particular community. And we're always open to hear new voices. So please, if you're watching this, reach out to Access Fort Wayne. We'd love to meet you. Yeah.
I know you're very friendly people, and we love you for that. And you're always there to help us when we need you. Philo Awards, let's talk about that. We are involved with that. Let's talk about what it is. You got about 3 minutes.
Well, I just want to put a plug in also here for WELT, 95.7 FM,
Yes.
community radio station. When you talk about diversification of voices, as far as WELT was down at the International Village, part of the Three Rivers Festival, emceeing the stage there. But yeah, Philo T. Farnsworth is the inventor of television. He lived and worked here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And if you stop by our location here at the downtown main library, we actually have a Philo TV in our reception area. And lots of plaques as far as recognizing community producers like yourself, as far as for the great programming that they make.
Well, this is getting towards the end of the show here, kiddos. What would you like to say to my audience, both of you?
Thank you for having us on the air here and being part of our celebration. Once again, Access Fort Wayne, our 40th anniversary. And we'll be celebrating 40 things you need to know about Access Fort Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Back in May was part of our annual report. And you could say, like I said, every day at 8 o'clock in the evening we'll have some anniversary programming on Access 2. We're always open for ideas as far as we love to talk to people. The easiest way to contact us is by phone.
Mm-hmm.
Phone number here at the Access Fort Wayne is area code 260-421-1250. And we're open when the library's open. You know, that's the easiest way to get a hold of us as far as, so yeah, we, you know, like I said, spoken word, but of course they can email us, you know, and we're always open for ideas. And if they don't like something as far as, that's fine. We're still open-minded to be able to understand as far as, and, you know, take criticism at time as well.
What time are you open now? In the morning and what time is it closed?
The library is currently open from 10 o'clock in the morning through till 8 o'clock in the evening. In September, we're going to be opening that up to a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's happening after Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the traditional hours here at the library, and we hope to get back to those here in the fall here. Once again, right now, early, call us after 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're here through till 8 o'clock in the evening.
You betcha. Well, I'd like to thank you. This is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Thank you, Norm and Eugene, for being on my show. You were the head honchos of Access Fort Wayne TV station. 40 years
Yes.
anniversary. Hot dang.
Yes. Nice.
Continue as you
Captain of the
are.
ship as far as, he's the head honcho, okay?
No.
I'm not even going near that. You both are important. Okay. We love you guys, and we'll see you, everybody, next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always for the rest of our lives.